Just to introduce myself again, my name is Nathan Woodring. I am a construction technology executive on Graitec's business development team. And today we're going to be talking about our cost management tool set that is specifically built for project managers and designed to complement your ERP system, not replace it. It allows you to centralize your cost activities and provides the functionality you need to mitigate risk, hit your margins, and maximize profits. Traditionally, keeping the budget up to date and processing and managing change orders, schedule impacts, and reporting all falls on the shoulders of one individual, the project manager. How well cost activities are communicated, managed, and executed determines a project's financial outcome. With disconnected processes and systems used to manage your cost activities, not only does everything become more complicated and time-consuming, but there's a higher chance you'll run into issues with forecasting accuracy, managing cash flow, correctly reporting, and the potential for non-recoverable costs, which will ultimately impact you hitting your margin. In fact, poor cost management is having a great impact on the industry. Today, teams are spending a substantial chunk of time on activities that take away from them doing their jobs. For example, FMI reported over 14 hours are lost per person each week on non-optimal activities like fixing mistakes, rework, or looking for information. Additionally, 33% of projects still come in over budget. This tells us that cost overruns have become an expected part of projects despite their negative impact on already thin profit margins. Excel was a game changer at one time, but today it should really be limited. 94% of spreadsheets have errors. It's risky to have teams rely on spreadsheets to manage cost information. Lastly, rework has become an expensive industry standard with poor project data and communication, causing the industry an annual rework cost of over $280 billion. Autodesk Build is part of the unified platform for the Autodesk Construction Cloud. The Autodesk Construction Cloud connects data, workflows, and teams throughout the entire building lifecycle, from design to operations across headquarters, office, and the job site. Autodesk Cost Management is a powerful tool of the Autodesk Construction Cloud. It's a cost control solution designed specifically for the construction industry. With cost management, we have tools that are crafted to ensure budget tracking and proactively minimize the risk of cost overruns. Here's how Autodesk delivers effective cost management. We centralize the management of all cost activities in a common data environment. This centralization allows us to add automation to typically manual and repetitive processes. And this automation brings real-time visibility to cost-related risk and provide an accurate view of the project financials health. Integration is key to leverage data that already exists in your ERP system to the field. Automating this eliminates duplicate data entry and increases access to accurate, up-to-date information for improved forecasting. I think we can all agree solving data interoperability is critical if we are to leverage new technology and create better business outcomes. But it's not easy and can require a few different things. Costly resources with highly skilled experience, dedicated time to build the integration, and understanding of best practices to future-proof. We believe you and your time are better spent adding value elsewhere, which is why we have brought to the market Graitec Data Connect. Data Connect helps organizations in the construction industry to bridge the data gap between siloed systems. Data that is often manually recreated or locked in its source system can easily be transferred to save time, improve efficiencies, and more importantly, allow AEC professionals to use the right tools for the job. Our API supports a wide range of business systems today, from ERP systems or accounting softwares to project management solutions such as the Autodesk Construction Cloud, to file storage, CRMs, HR systems, and many more. Whether it's cloud-based or on-prem, there's a really good chance we have it covered. And at this point, I would like to introduce Hani Muhana, Graitec's BIM manager, to discuss more in depth Autodesk's cost management tool.
Thanks, Nathan. So hi, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. Today, I'll be introducing Autodesk Construction Cloud's powerful platform, which is called Cost Management. So let's go on to the next slide. So the remarkable advantage of ACC cost management lies in its ability to have a better cost control through budgeting, contract, and change management. We have a streamlined cost workflow and enhanced collaboration using ACC standardized templates, automated approvals, and centralized data. We can also improve forecast accuracy through real-time data updates and integration tools. And finally, we have a real-time visibility of cost-related risks and the project's financial health through the platform's dashboards, tracking, and reporting tools. The next slide is going to be a pre-recorded demo showing some of the essential tools of cost management and its capabilities as well. So I also want to apologize in advance for the monotone voice, but we'll start the demo. In 3, 2,
Hey guys, and welcome to the cost management demo. We'll be going through the tabs, the general tabs in the tool. However, I want to start with the homepage, which serves as a central hub where users can access, monitor, and manage all cost-related activities. So here on the side, we have the calendar, which highlights the significant dates for a project, such as budget payment applications that are due, requests for quotations due. And on the side here, we have the ongoing reviews of the project. So I can even filter that by project members and see what's in everyone's court. Below that, we have a section that encompasses multiple pie charts illustrating the proportionate financial distribution within a project set against the overall project sum. And we can see here that we have different types of pie charts that we can choose. And next we have the budget trend, which is a comparison of the original, revised, and projected budgets in the project. And below that, we will have the cost trend, which is the same thing, however, for the cost section. So a comparison of the original commitment and the forecast final cost for each budget in the project. So generally, it's just to give you an overview of your project health. So now that we've seen the homepage, we will take a look at the budget section. So the budget section is where we have our internal budget, as you can see. The next tab is the main contract, which is the contract between the contractor and the client. And then we have our budget payment applications, which can be set up monthly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, depending on the agreement in the contract. If we go over to the budget section, so let's hover over the budget tab. In the budget, we have various columns such as your budget cost code, your budget names, anything related to the budget such as the internal transfers, the owner changes, the approved owner changes, the revised budget, projected budget. In the cost section, we will find the committed costs, the projected costs, the actual cost of the project. We even have a forecasting section, a variance section, which tells us if we're over budget or not. Then finally, the percentage complete, which basically refers to the percentage paid versus your revised budget. And each column provides vital information, allowing for real-time insight and a comprehensive understanding of the financial health of the project. That ensuring that you can make informed decisions to keep the project within the budget. All changes to the budget are centralized and reflect directly into the budget section. So there's no more manual entries whenever you have a change order. Everything is automatically synced and centralized, which stands apart from the traditional methods, such as using a spreadsheet, using the ERP system for managing budgets and costs, which we see very often. However, that could present cluttered interface and a steep learning curve. Let's go. So before going into the main contract, I'd like to go back into the budget to mention one last point regarding the budget columns. So all of these columns here could be turned off, turned on. We could duplicate them. We could create new columns, change up the financial formulas. So it's very customizable to each and everyone's needs, depending on the project that you have. We could go ahead and turn on, turn off certain columns even move them around by clicking on those little 6 dots. And once you're done setting it up to the way that you want, you can go ahead and save it. Save the view, use it for future references, or even share it with your internal team members. All right, so let's go over the main contract. The main contract is a contract between you and the client. Now, we can have multiple main contracts depending on the type of projects that we have. If we have a project with multiple phases and it requires a main contract, this can be done. And to create one, we just have to press the Add button, put in the code for the contract, the name, and then all that's really left to do after that is to add your sub-items. So to add your sub-items, there's a few ways of doing it. You could either enter them manually. So by going over the 3 dots, you can add sub-item and put them in manually, which could take some time if you have a lot of items. Another way of doing it is to go into budget in edit mode and select budget line items that you wish to transfer over to the main contract. So by clicking on create main contract, selecting the main contract that we just created, we will find these budget line items in our main contract. Now, the budget payment application is the tool that allows the contractor to apply for payments based on the work completed and the services provided. Now, all we have to do is select the main contract that we'd like to start the payment application, select our billing period, so we'll take the month of October, and then create payment application. It's that easy. By creating that, you're going to fill up your budget payment applications with the budget items in the main contract. So all of these items gets transferred into your budget payment. This is what we're using to create our budget payment application to send over to the owner. So here we have a few essential columns, such as the change order columns. We have the revised value of the contract following the change orders. We have the previous application, so everything that's been built so far. This period, which is what you're going to use for your current billing period. And it's really easy. It's as if you're using a spreadsheet. So, and after that, you have your total work completed, which is your previous plus your current period. You have the remaining balance, and even a section for retention. So if you have 10% retention on every payment application, you can go ahead and set that up in the settings. Now, all payment applications are centralized within ACC cost management, so it eliminates the hassle of managing multiple external documents and spreadsheets. When I press on the main contract, I can see a detail panel that opens where I see all the useful information. So my owner, I can see the status of my main contract. I can have a payment application summary of what's been billed so far, what's the total retention on my pay app, what's the current amount that's due. I have a change order summary. I can even go ahead and add change orders. So any approved change orders will be, I'll be able to select them and add them to my budget payment application. We even have the section for documents, which is very useful because you can go ahead and add a backup to your payment application in order to send to your client. So directly from ACC, I can grab some documents from my cost pay application, which we're going to see in the next section. The cost payment application is what my subcontractors are billing me. I can get some documents straight from the expenses tab, which is also in the cost in the cost section. I can even generate templates. So those templates are also something that we preset in our settings. I can upload directly from my computer or even upload directly from ACC cost if you're using Docs or Build. Now, what's interesting here is I can go ahead and create a new cost payment application. And a cost payment application, like I said, it's what my subcontractors or my suppliers are going to use to bill me. So by clicking Create New Cost Payment Application, I can go ahead and select my subcontractors that are billing this month, and I just created a cost payment application. And we're going to go see that in a bit, how it affected our cost payment application. All right, now let's go into cost. In cost, we have contracts, which are essential for tracking and managing agreements with suppliers. Basically, this is your contract. Well, as a contractor, this would be your contract with a supplier. And it's very flexible. You can easily add your contracts in either by adding them manually through the edit mode, or by going ahead with a shortcut. So by selecting budget items, you can send them over the cost. Or if you're all about spreadsheets, you can go ahead and edit mode, import, download a template from ACC, fill that up and re-import it into your contract. Now, once you've created a contract, you can go ahead and click on it, and you see the details panels. The detail panel will show us important and pertinent information about a contract. Above, we have the status of the contract, what main contract it's associated to, what budget item it's associated to, the type of contract, which is pre-configurable in the settings, the supplier information, which is extremely important if you want them to collaborate on the platform with you. And another important part is the schedule values. So schedule values is basically the breakdown of your contract. If we go ahead and open the full view page, we can see an example of a concrete substructure breakdown schedule values. We have the option to create sub-items, to import sub-items, to download the template, which can be used to send over to your subcontractor, and even delete these line items. Now, if I go ahead and open up my detail panel for one of my contracts, I can see that my contract is linked to my budget, which is my main internal budget. This is really important because by linking the contracts with the budget items, any changes that occurs in the budget or the contract are automatically updated and linked, unlike the traditional methods where changes in contracts or budget require manual adjustments. Now my cost payment application is my subcontractor payment application, and ACC just made this a whole lot easier. So you can forget about juggling multiple payment forms from different subcontractor and trying to fit them all into one big messy spreadsheet. With ACC, everything goes directly into one simple system. You have automated notifications that can be sent to suppliers and subcontractor, ensuring that they are informed and can respond rapidly. Now, these line items, we created them through our budget payment application earlier. So here, at the moment, they're still in the draft status. So in order to send a request for input, we're going to select them, click on request for input, and make sure that they're all associated with a supplier, because if not, you'll not be able to send any inputs or invite them to collaborate on the platform with you. And now that we've sent the payment cost application. All right, let's jump into change orders. So change orders are a crucial part of project management, and ACC makes managing them extremely simple and efficient. Once a change order is created, it automatically updates related contracts and budget items, ensuring consistency across the project and minimizing manual entry. On the tabs above, we have the PCO, which is the potential change order. Then we have the RFQ, which is request for quote, COR, change order request, OCO, owner change order, and supplier change order. Now, to create a PCO, simply click the Add button, name your change, example 101 tile change, and I can choose a scope and then set it as open. Once I've set it as open, I can either add one cost item or I can add multiple cost items, because we know that sometimes a change order is going to affect many subcontractors. And with ACC, we're able to link more than one budget item to one PCO. Now, by clicking on batch create, this is where I could select my multiple subcontractors all at once. And clicking add, we can see that they're both added into the same PCO. So once that's done, I can go ahead and select my PCO. And I have a few options above. I can go ahead and generate directly a change order request. I can directly generate a owner change order. I could go ahead and create a request for quotes for from all the suppliers, or go ahead and create a supplier change order. So I don't have to follow step by step. I can bypass a few of these tabs. Depends on how you work, on if your client collaborates with you on the platform, or if your subs do or not. This can really change. And Autodesk has made it easier to accommodate different scenarios. Now, let's say I create an RFQ. I can go ahead and find it in my RFQ tab, and by setting it as open, I can select the main line, which is the A101, and then request quotation. What that's going to do is it's going to send an email to my supplier, and I can even personalize the email, add documents, and send it over. Once he receives that email, he's going to be asked to collaborate on the platform. So the email is going to ask him to put in his cost summary. So he's going to have a tab that looks kind of like this. He's going to be able to put in the amount, put in the breakdown, and even add documents if necessary to back up his costs. So now I'd like to see one final tab with you guys, which is the forecast. So I have two sections: cost and time and cash flow. Cost and time is basically the capability of being able to add key schedule milestones and associate budget items to these milestones to visually plan their budget in a Gantt view. And since Autodesk Build is connected with ACC cost, we can go ahead and import our schedule directly from ACC, and then go ahead and grab the main milestones. So the point is not to import your 4,000 lines into the cost and time, but really to just focus on the milestone. And then after that, we can go ahead and add a schedule activity. Now we can link the activities to the budget by clicking a link to budget, and then every activity can be linked to more than one budget. So now you can see that as soon as you link the budget with the activity, the start date and end date will populate automatically. And we can see that the dark green is what's been paid so far, and light green is what's to come. We can also change the colors just for it to be more visual. So you can, I don't know, if you want to separate it with your structure, architecture, envelope, you can go ahead and change the colors for your milestones, and the budget will also reflect those same colors. Now, let's go ahead into the cash flow. So now, the cash flow is a way to quickly visualize the difference between the planned and actual forecast with built-in dynamic charts to see that the plans are being met or not, if the risk is mitigated and the profit is maximized. So we can easily compare planned, actual, and forecasted figures using those dynamic charts to ensure that the goals are achieved and the risks are reduced. So by clicking an item, I can see my forecast distribution here, and I can also modify it. So I could, first of all, clear the distribution, go ahead and redistribute by putting in a start date to my cost item, my budget item, and an end date. And then choosing my curve, I can either go with front load, typical, rear loaded curve, or linear. So by selecting typical as an example, you have a typical curve that's being created. And if ever you would like to kind of change your distribution, you can always do so by going into the view panel and modifying all of your costs. And as soon as you modify your cost, the chart is also going to change in consequences to the modifications.
Thank you guys for listening. So in summary, this was a very, very brief overview of cost management. However, we've only touched a fraction of the platform's capabilities. So I encourage you guys to connect with us if you have any inquiries or if you're keen on a more detailed walkthrough of cost management. And I would like to hand it over to my colleague Stuart, who will be introducing the importance of integration and Data Connect.
Thanks, Haneen. Okay, so thanks everyone. My name's Stuart Smith, and I'm a solution technical manager at Graitec. Earlier, we heard from Nathan about Data Connect. We're now going to delve a little deeper into our products, explore the benefits of Data Connect, and engage in a brief demo showcasing some of our solutions capabilities. So today we'll explore how Data Connect bridges the gap in managing financial data within our own PM system, which in this example is Autodesk Build, and sharing it with our ERP finance system, which in this example is going to be CMIC. So before we carry on, just have a poll. So we're conducting this second poll to better understand the ERP accounting software you're working with. So please type in the name of the ERP or accounting software you currently use. And we'll allow a minute for everyone to respond. And thank you for your participation. So this is free input as well. So you just need to type in, if you are using ERP or accounting software, what do you use? Okay, so if you have input anything for that, thank you very much. So we're going to move on now and talk about why is integration important. In creating an integration between our project management system and our finance system and ERP. Well, the ERP system, as we know, is a central system for managing financial activities. So day-to-day activities such as accounting and procurement, project management, but ERP also manages other components such as vendors, taxes, inventories, materials, and contracts. And this is where we start to see overlap with project management solutions like Autodesk Build, which also issues contracts, it manages budgets, costs, and change orders and payments, as Haneen has demonstrated. So with all the benefits of these systems, without integration, it becomes a challenge. It's difficult to ensure compliance with industry standards and regulations whilst ensuring accuracy of our inventory records, our valuations, reporting. And it's also a challenge to provide a comprehensive financial view. So we need to be able to combine not only our financial data in our ERP, but also our project-specific costs that are held in our project management system, so Autodesk Build. And this means, it's difficult to enable real-time sharing of this financial data between the two systems. And ultimately, it makes it a challenge to make decisions because we don't fully understand both the project cost and the overall financial health. And again, companies need to be able to ensure that project costs are in alignment with the company's financial goals and policies, and the original cost that they projected versus what's happening now. And it's a challenge to achieve that without integration because the data is siloed. And this all means streamlining financial reporting is a challenge because of this data being held in two systems, and we've got to manually enter it between each platform, and it introduces issues like human error. So let's delve into some of the key benefits that Data Connect brings to the table. With Data Connect, we introduced streamlined data entry. So Data Connect simplifies the data management process, making it easier to maintain and manage systems. What this means is it introduces a reduction in data redundancy, and it leads to more accurate information processing. And with Data Connect, we can synchronize data with on-demand and scheduled syncs. And this allows for better decision making, and it enhances our responsiveness to business events. What this also means is it reduces the lag between data entry and data availability, which improves operational efficiency. And we're also enabling enhanced accuracy and reduced confusion. So by automating data entry with Data Connect and scheduling syncs for automating the data across between platforms, the possibility of human error is significantly reduced. And this ensures that data being used for decision making is reliable and accurate, and this in turn can lead to better business outcomes. And we're simplifying integration by not having to develop in-house or implement complicated integrations. With Data Connect, we have an easy-to-use no-code platform, and this enhances the interoperability between different software systems, enabling a better data flow and communication. So by reducing integration complexity, by using Data Connect, we're facilitating a smoother transition and operation, and we're saving time and reducing potential errors. And we can also improve project efficiency through the platform. So if we take into consideration what Haneen was demonstrating with change orders, being able to effectively communicate these changes with our ERP system in a swift manner can minimize the delays, ensuring that projects stay on track and meet deadlines. And this enhances client satisfaction. It enables a company to adapt quickly to changes that are happening within projects, and it enables you to demonstrate a high level of responsiveness and professionalism. And we're enhancing software utilization. So we're keeping teams working in their dedicated software using tools tailored to each team's needs, enhancing efficiency and output quality. And this encourages better communication and data integrity between teams. So each team can work optimally within its specialized environment. So they can work on value-added tasks for their role rather than working on manually uploading data or data cleansing. So let's take a look at Data Connect. We're going to have a brief demonstration now. So while it's true that only a select few within an organization will directly interact with Data Connect, its impact is far-reaching. So Data Connect streamlines data synchronization for organizations, but it benefits users, teams, and business units. So in this demonstration, we're actually going to start in build cost management. And you will see that I can't create any budget line items. And that's because the budget code format has not been defined. So all of the tools will be disabled until we define this. So it is the naming system for all our budget line items. So the first thing we will demonstrate is how Data Connect syncs critical ERP-based settings like the budget code format to project management platforms like Autodesk Build. What we can see on screen is the budget code format for our ERP system. When a project is selected, it will display the budget code format. So we can sync critical ERP-based settings, such as in this example, the project number, cost codes, and cost type. These are all elements from the ERP system that make up the budget code format. So if we push to Autodesk, this will synchronize these critical settings. So if other systems are creating financial data, it's essential that this data is in the correct format and it meets the standard defined in the ERP. So back in cost management now, if we take a look in the settings, we're going to refresh the page and you'll start to see that the budget code format from the ERP has been synchronized. So the project number, phase code, and the category. So these three elements make up the budget code format in this example. So this ensures that new data generated in Autodesk Build aligns seamlessly with your ERP's standards. So whether we're importing data, we can be confident that the data we're importing adheres to our ERP's standards. It won't let us import this information if it's not in the correct format. And it could be the case that we have to create budget line items manually within the cost management platform. Again, we can create them with confidence that we're using the right information. So when we synchronize this data in the future, this results in error-free syncing and it enhances the collaboration and decision-making while minimizing costly errors. So we'll step back into Data Connect now. From Data Connect, we can view the budget we just created in Autodesk Build. And what this means is within Data Connect, we're empowering users and finance teams with instant access to financial data managed in Autodesk Build. This integration not only improves decision-making and forecasting, but it also reduces manual budgeting errors. When budget data is updated or added in Autodesk Build, it is immediately available in Data Connect. So we can seamlessly sync pivotal financial data, such as budget codes, supplier quantities, and cost details. Within Data Connect, we have the flexibility to either synchronize specific budget items, align them with a pre-existing entry in our ERP, or synchronize the full budget data set. So we're going to sync an individual budget line item in this example. And we get feedback to confirm that the synchronization was successful. Let's take a look at our ERP and the budget. And we can see in this example, the budget line item has been synced with all the critical data required by the ERP system. Finally, we're going to synchronize the full budget. Again, so a single click operation. And we can go back to our ERP platform in CMIC and check the budget again. So this integration results in a streamlined system that significantly minimizes data discrepancies As a result, finance teams receive timely and accurate data, enabling them to make informed, strategic financial decisions. So while the demonstration focused on the manual update of budget code format and budget line items, Data Connect supports an array of different data types, including contracts, change orders, expenses, and payment applications. And the exchange of this data can be automated with rules and schedules. So this multi-purpose utility benefits everyone, from individual users, specialized teams across diverse business units. So while only a few interact with it, everyone feels the positive ripple effect of better data management, seamless integration, and ultimately a more agile and responsive organization. So that's the end of that demonstration of Data Connect. We're grateful for your participation in today's session.